Hi, I'm at Heat Yoga Studio in Säter, which is in the north of Sweden. Apparently, we're really close to reindeers here. I haven't seen anything yet, but we're surrounded by some really beautiful lakes and a couple of gorgeous mountains. And I wanted to share with you guys some stuff around depression today, because there's a lot of stuff about mental health in the media and in social media at the moment. And my first job, my first career before I was a yoga teacher was working in substance misuse and mental health. And I've been reading up on some articles that have been flashing up on my news feed about working with depression for some time. But I just wanted to share this personal story with you. And this is also a personal story as well as the way that I work with my clients and my students. When it comes to your yoga practice and your meditation practice and depression, there's many wonderful ways to work with it, which is why substance misuse and depression and things like that are very complex things to work with. Emotions are complex things to work with. So it's great that there's many different avenues to get to a wonderful positive result. Over the last year, it's been a pretty interesting year for me because it's felt particularly tiring, and I don't really know why. It's felt that there's been a few times this year when I felt sick and my back was playing up, and I guess after this happened around a few cycles, I just felt emotionally exhausted, and there were definitely moments when I would wake up and I didn't really want to go to work. And for those of you guys who know me, that's very, very unusual. I really want to show up for the stuff that I do. I'm really excited about the stuff that I do. So waking up in the morning and feeling as though I couldn't be bothered to go to work was really, really scary. And I didn't know what was going on. So I would go off into my own yoga practice or my familiar meditation practice. But it got to some points where I would be in my practices and the darkness was so big and so dark and so scary and so ugly that it just would override. And I would spend the whole practice working with this particular emotion, but nothing was really shifting for me. And then I realized that what I was doing was I was getting up and going, right, I'm depressed, I'm really low, I'm really sad. I need to go and change this, or I need to go and sit with this. And so I would go ahead and go into my practice and I would do that thing and I would just go, right, because I have my meditation practice is around about 28 minutes minimum, a couple of hours at max. So I was going in with this time frame of going, right, depression, I want to see you head on. And I was going into it and it was just a horrific experience. And it wasn't until I realized, whoa, I'm trying to work with a low vibrational or low feeling emotion whilst I'm in a really low emotion. And to be honest with you, that is your pathway towards going deeper into your own darkness. I promise you that is exactly what was going on for me on these days. So what my suggestion is, the way to work with stuff like depression is to elevate your emotions first. So you come from a resourceful place. And I would do that by chanting, calling in the 4 directions, or doing poses or movements that made me feel really good, or doing activities like maybe going to train at the gym just for me and for nobody else. And I wouldn't do like a big heavy session or something like that. I would just do like a little bit, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, at best 45 minutes. And every single movement I was doing was no longer based on my ideas, my ideology around functional movement patterns or functional movement plans. I was just going in to do stuff that would make me feel good. And then after a while of doing things that made me feel good, my emotional bank filled up. And then when my emotional bank filled up, I was in an elevated emotional state. And then it was way easier for me to sit with that which is dark. That is my suggestion, and I hope that is useful for you and the people that you work with.